Hey, welcome back. My name is Shay, and it's good to see you guys again. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing a book browse, a bookshelf browse. I thought it'd be good to do this early because while I have a lot of writing goals with my hopefully debut novel to go through with you guys, these writing goals, I do also have a bunch of reading goals to get through because I feel like I have like 10 years of reading to catch up on from when I wasn't reading anymore. I read a lot when I was younger, and then I fell off around about midway through high school, and I just now picking it back up. All of the books from high school and college that I have were all dedicated to my studies. I was a history major, so a lot of it is history books, which I enjoyed reading, but they're not the fun books that I was reading before, like the fantasies or anything like that. It was non-fiction or historical fiction that I was mostly reading. So my bookshelf really is going to reflect that. The young reading and the academic reading. And I would like to change that, so I think it'd be cool if I had one of these early videos showing what my bookshelf was, and then maybe a year from now doing an update and showing what my bookshelf has grown to. So without further ado, let's take a look at my brand new bookshelf. I'm so excited. Alright, bear with me because I am doing a handheld recording of video of this, but this is the top shelf. These are my husband's mangas and his collection so far. There is more on the other bookshelf, but these are for fun ones. Yes, there's this random Red Rising book here because a coworker of his suggested he read Red Rising, and so it's there for when he's ready to read it. Then we go down to bookshelf number 2, and this is partially where I was talking about I was younger when I stopped reading. So I have my Percy Jackson series. You're about to find out I really liked Rick Riordan's world and writing. You know, the Tristan Strong ones. You also notice that I am missing some books. Me and my friends back then were very avid readers, but we didn't always buy our books. We sometimes rented from the library. So none of us have books 2 and 3, so I'm gonna have to go get books 2 and 3 from the Percy Jackson series. This is actually a new book that I'm going to be talking to you guys about later, that I just got, and I'm really excited to add to my reading list. It's all fuzzy right there. There we go. So I'm super excited. I've been following that author on Facebook, I believe. And I love all the artwork that goes with it. Then there's this stuff. So I'm reading Circe right now. I'm waiting to read Skin of the Sea with my aunt, and then I'm gonna read the rest of these. I started Lore Olympus like years ago, and I never finished it, and I got it as a birthday present this year, so I guess now is a good time to finish it. More of that Riordan. I don't know how to say his name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Heroes of Olympus. I am missing book 4 for some ungodly reason, but I'll just have to buy it. And then I have the first 2 of the Egyptian mythology ones that his publishing or whatever presented. Now, will I read those ever again? Probably not, knowing me, honestly. But we're going down, baby, Ocean and McGrady, to the next level. And these are just random books that I own. Soundless, I never actually read it, but a friend of mine said it was awesome. I actually was not interested in the Queen Bee series at first, but I was kind of interested in the premise for the following books, but I figured I should probably start with Queen Bee. Then there's the diary books. These are the books that got me into reading. the Dear America books. I read the one for Anastasia and then the one for the Hawaiian princess that never got to be queen because America. And they honestly what got me into history and what got me into reading in general. So kudos to these books. And like I said, just other random books that I own. Then there's my Narnia series that miraculously is missing the first 3 books. I have no idea where they are. There are books missing from my library and I don't know where they went. The first 3 of my Narnia series, all of my Harry Potter, I had all of them, and all of my manga. I also had manga and I have no idea where it went. And then just other random books that I never read. I don't know if you could see them, yeah, that I never read. Even though I just got that Don't Lose Your Head one probably like a year or so ago when I went to go see Six the Musical. But yeah. And then more books from my childhood. I did not finish these marked Betrayed ones, but apparently there's 12 of them now, so I probably should. And then I only read the first 3 books in that V.C. Andrews one. I never read the last one. Good thing though, because like apparently I'm missing the first book in that series. And the last book is all about all 4 girls coming together. So I should probably get that. Alright, once again, sorry for shaky cam syndrome. But this is more of my husband's manga. They are all of he has the complete set of My Hero and Vigilante. He had a coworker custom make these book casings for him, so there's like a little Deku fighting. There it is. Then there's my Sailor Moon corner. I have my Sailor Moon manga inside of the box, the stuffed animals, and there's a music box that plays the Sailor Moon theme song. Then this bookshelf is going to be all for my husband and his books. And then we get down to my books. So, I'm going to just scan through it, but these books are mostly going to be the books that I had to read either while I was in school for reading, for required reading purposes, or these are the books that I had to read in college, once again, either for required reading or for research purposes, because I was in a history class. We had to do a lot of research. Also, you'll notice my devotional and Bible study stuff. It is because I grew up in the church. I am Baptist. And that's it for my bookshelf browse. So, like I said, I have a lot of books that I want to get and I want to read and catch up on and stuff like that, so that I can fill up my bookshelf out here with books that I want to read. Also, I'm keeping a lot of my middle grade books because I do want my son to be able to read them once he gets old enough and if he's interested in them. So, oh, I was going to do my TBR. I know me. I am not a speedy reader, and that is with me having the entire summer to do this. So, I know once school starts and I have to go back to work, I'm going to be right back to reading slowly. So, because of that, I'm going to do my TBR on like a couple of months type basis to get through my books. So my current readings for June and July is I was reading Mythos by Stephen Fries, I think his name is. I was doing the audiobook on Spotify, and I actually just finished that today, and it is 6:29, so I finished it just for the end of June. And then I'm reading Circe. I'm on chapter 5. I've been going a little bit slower through that one. I did start it later than the other ones, so that is also partially why I'm going a lot slower through that book, but it's a super interesting book so far. I cannot wait. Then I'm reading, that one I have the physical book for, that was on my bookshelf. And then on Audible, I'm reading The Secret Life of Maggie Gray, which is reigniting that love for fantasy that I once had. I am loving the premise, loving the dialogue, loving the world. It's so good. I'm loving all of the characters. So good. I could not recommend it enough. It's a great book so far. I'm only on chapter 13, but I am absolutely loving it. And it's a 4-book long series, so I'm going to be doing that for a minute. Now, I hope to be done with Circe and The Secret Life by the end of July before my school starts. And then once I finish those two, I'm going to move on to, first of all, continuing the Maggie Gray series. I can already tell that's going to be a series I have to do back to back. Once I finish one, I'm going to have to open the next one immediately. So I know I'm going to finish those. I'm going to hopefully between August and December, the whole first semester, fingers crossed I can get through 2 more books, the 2 middle books, before the end of December. And then, because I'm also going to be reading other books, because I repeat a lot in my time, and I'm used to keeping multiple different stories, multiple different storylines in my head. Okay, I'm writing a character about this for this RP, and a character that's totally different for this RP, and then totally different for this RP. So I'm used to keeping multiple stories compartmentalized in my brain already. So it's not difficult for me to read other books at the same time. And in fact, it's better for me, because as much as I love Maggie Gray, some days I might be like, you know what, I'm really not in the mood for so-and-so's potty mouth today, you know. Maybe I'm going to just read something else for a little bit. Maybe I'm going to go read on this is a little bit lighter. Maybe I'm in a light mood today. So I like having different books that I can pick up and be like, okay, well, I'm still trying to make progress through this book, so let me do that real quick. So that's why I like having multiple. So on one end, I will be continuing Maggie. The other one, I'm going to start the Blood at the Root series, because I've seen nothing but great reviews about it, and I love me a black MC. I just do. So I love that, and I like that I want to start reading more books with more African mythology and more African folklore and things of that nature in it, and I believe that one's supposed to have more of that inside of it. So very excited for that. I also want to start my next physical copy being, I didn't know I was going to get that Golden Gossamer book this early, so I was going to go into Immortal Games, but I think I'm going to do Golden Gossamer and then go into the Immortal Games, because the Immortal Games, from the blurb, sounds like it's ancient Greek mythology meets the Hunger Games smashed together, which I think is kind of funny, but I might be Greek mythed out. I will have just read all of these Greek myth books, so we will see. If I'm not Greek mythed out, I'll start with the Immortal Games. Both of those will be put on hold if my aunt is ready to start our reading together of The Skin of the Sea, because I am so pumped. I've been seeing great reviews about that, and honestly, I saw it, I think I've had that book on my bookshelf for a couple of years now, because I saw it at the bookstore and I was just like, this sounds so cool, and I picked it up and I meant to read it and I never did. So if she's ready, the moment she's ready, whatever physical book I'm on is getting put on hold anyways for that book. For January through May, last book of Maggie Gray. I'm also hoping to finish up any part of that Blood at the Root series, though I'm kind of hoping I can get through all 3 books in a few months. It's so sad to hear me say that, because I used to could finish a whole series in a week when I was in high school, so to think that it's going to take me months to finish a series is kind of crazy to me. I want to read Blood of Hercules, because I saw that, I forgot where I saw it, or if I saw a review on it. I don't remember. No, I think I looked it up. I didn't look it up specifically, but I was looking for something, and that popped up, and it was really, really cool sounding. So I want to read Blood of Hercules. I want to read the Neon God series, that Dark Olympus series. I think it goes Neon God, Electric Idol. I want to read those 2, but I want to read those more to help me with my own writing. Even though I know that's adult, and then there's like spice and stuff involved, but it so far to me sounds like, from the blurb at least that comes on the back of the books, that it is the closest representation to what I'm kind of trying to do. It's just the adult spicy version. you know, and it's focusing on one specific story at a time versus I'm focusing on multiple stories at a time. And like I said, this is an assumption because I've only read the blurb on the back that the Amazon gives me. So there might be more to it. I won't know till I read it, but that's why I want to read it. And then I want to read Cinderella is Dead because I don't know, it just, the cover, honestly, it was the cover that did it for me. The cover looked so bomb, and I was like, I kind of just want to read it because of that. And then that's all I have, because I figure at that point I'm going to need to be, depends on how fast I finish up my other series, and then at that point, the spring semester is always a lot harder to get through things at home because we're so busy during the spring semester with testing and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm really going to want to be done wrapping up my book. Like, honestly, I would love to be done with my draft 2 of my book by December and then be done with draft 3 of my book by May. That way I can spend the summer worrying about querying and all that other stuff. That's my goal. We'll see how it works. But that, at this moment, is how I envision that going in my drafting process. So, anyways, thanks for being here. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Make comments. Tell me what kind of books are on your bookshelf. If you have any recommendations for my TBR. And that's all. Toodaloo.